All right, man. Another episode of Lost in Seattle.
A lot to unpack in this episode.
Long week and a very busy morning.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start with this.
We'll start with Kwame.
Kwame first. Again.
Damn. Yeah, Kwame again.
Kwame been dominating for about 3 weeks now.
Don't know if he's gonna be dominating after this last episode he put up.
Yeah. So Kwame, earlier this morning, he had his normal stream, but he did something big this morning when he brought on Jessica Reid's mother and family
and brother.
Yeah, her family. Yeah. He brought her on to talk about the allegations against Charlemagne, and she came with everything she could have. What did you think about him bringing her on? What kind of move you think that was?
I think that was positive for him to bring on, because I think she didn't want to come on, obviously, because maybe it's just too much for her to do interviews. I didn't watch the beginning, so I don't know. But instead of him vocally saying it, he brought on the family to say it and prove what Jessica Reid has been saying.
Yeah, I think she's probably tired of doing interviews about it too.
And also, the mother is the one who stopped her from testifying, so she probably feels some guilt.
Yeah, a lot of guilt probably.
So rightfully so, she should come on here to defend her daughter, because this could have been handled
differently a long time ago.
Yeah.
So he brought her on, and they spoke about the Charlemagne thing. She showed, all the stuff she could show, the paperwork to prove what really happened. A lot of people like to bring up the blood work, like we've been saying, to say that he's not guilty. The DNA didn't link him and all that stuff, when in reality, they never tested the DNA against each other. But we're going to show a clip from the Kwame's show, the I'm Living a Bust Life show, and we're going to show the mother's explanation for what happened and how it affected their family right quick. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's start right here.
Is performed. Saliva, no analysis performed.
Let's go back.
And I'm going to add a little bit and understand. I have a document here from South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, Forensic Services, Laboratory Report. This is the report that was done on my daughter and on him. She took a rape kit, the sexual. She was given that. It states here that blood, there was no analysis performed. Saliva, no analysis performed. On him, Charlemagne, Leonard Larry McCalvey, blood, no analysis performed. Saliva, no analysis performed. No analysis performed means that there were no detailed examination of anything complex in order to understand its nature or to determine its essential features. There was no study. There was no study on this. So that's why it's inconclusive. Because it was not leading to a firm conclusion, not ending doubt or dispute.
There it is. The facts. There was no analysis performed on the DNA of Charlemagne and Jessica Reid.
So we don't know what it could have been.
Exactly. Now, we all know, at least we know that he pleaded down. Once again, when this information first came out, he said it was dismissed.
Nope.
He pleaded to a lower charge.
Delinquency of
a minor. So now when we look at this, you go, okay, Kwame, he brought her on the show to expose what possibly really happened, to get justice for this woman, this black woman But do you think there's any ulterior motives to Kwame doing this?
Well,
is it just vengeance to you, or is it more?
Okay. I'll say it may have started out as vengeance. You say something about me, I say something about you. It was back and forth, banter or whatever. But it became serious when the people in the comment section started saying justice for Jessica. And then they was even calling him out saying, you said justice for Jessica. You've been talking about Jessica. When you going to get her on your platform? So he can't look like a hypocrite.
Yeah.
He has to invite this woman on her platform. And since she didn't want to come on, her family was willing to come on in defense of her. So I think it started out as being maybe having some revenge in it, but I think he had to make it
more.
We're
gonna listen to the brother. Now the mother, she went on 40 minutes. He allowed her to have the platform completely to expose everything in front of the crowd, in front of the audience, should I say? And she went deep. She said everything. You can go watch the video. She went through it all. But her brother also commented on it, of what happened, and we're gonna go and skip to him.
Just kind of tell people, how you felt from a male's perspective, like I was telling you over the phone, man. My hat go off to you, and God bless you, because you gotta deal with that every day that you hear the Breakfast Club as well. So I'm gonna put my mic on mute and just let you go.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a crazy situation. You talking about my mother and my sister. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, I seen the pain, and the craziest thing is the memory that I have from that night. I didn't want them to go. You know what I'm saying? And I did express that to my mother. You know what I'm saying? And they went anyway. But like my mom said, we didn't get any calls. We was trying to figure out where they was at and if they were safe. And then, finally we got a call. And then that's when we knew that something had happened. Now, like I said, there's a memory in my head, man, that it will never, ever, ever go away. You know what I'm saying? Once we got the call, and my mother called the ambulance and called 911, excuse me. And we went to Somerville Medical Center, and I saw my sister in the back of the ambulance, man. And, it's still even hard to talk about to this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, my sister was back there, you know what I'm saying? She couldn't even walk. That put something in my heart, man, some hate. And all I ever wanted to do, and to be honest with you, to this day, man, you know what I'm saying? I just want to do this man dirty. I mean, it's not all about that, man, but my mother raised us to protect our sister. You know what I'm saying? And, I feel like I failed my sister, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't protect her, I mean, for a while, I looked for dude, you know what I'm saying? I just couldn't get to him, you know what I'm saying? And every time, now you can hear him on the radio, you see him on TV. It's like I relive it every day, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that he came to the house, and picked my sister up, and then hearing him talk about it, he acted like, oh, it wasn't me, like my mom said, when he was speaking on DJ Academics, the video with DJ Academics with the interview he had, he said something was going on in the room with a couple of his dudes. You know what I'm saying? I feel that if you call yourself a man and these dudes, then you are obligated to speak on it. My sister told me out her mouth, and we know the facts that she was violated.
So yeah, you could tell. I couldn't imagine having a sister and something like that happening to them, and you can't do anything about it, and then you got to see this person, and this is all speculation. Once again, we weren't there.
Alleged.
We don't know. It's alleged. Innocent until proven guilty. But I can't imagine being in that position. The mental stress.
And you'll never be able to get to him.
Never. It's
you ain't never gonna be able to get to him.
You wasn't gonna get to him then, let alone now.
Yeah.
So that's a pipe dream to even get.
If I can get my damn hands on him.
To get real justice for what he did, it's not possible in this country.
Yeah.
So they gotta, we already know the mom. She admitted that she stopped her daughter from testifying because she felt like she was too young and she wouldn't be able to deal with the
so she feels guilt as well.
Yeah, she feels guilt.
But that was a positive thing Kwame did.
Very.
Now,
it was this way. Hold on. So how do you think, because that interview is there now, because I don't know, at least I don't know of any interview that her mother and brother have out there.
She was on Choke No Joke interview. The mother.
Okay, so
yeah, she has done it before.
She did an interview with him or in a documentary that Choke did.
She was in the documentary.
I'm talking about a interview with just her.
I'm not sure about that, but she was. Well, I think Choke was the one that was recording.
Yeah, I know he recorded her for the documentary. I mean, this is the only other platform he's been on, right? She's been on.
I believe so. I'm not for sure.
And I don't know the brother at all.
No, I've never heard the brother speak before.
So okay, he did that. That was around 6 this morning, 7 this morning. It was 5 hours ago here.
I think it was around 10.
About 10. Okay.
10, 11.
Okay, yeah. So he went live. He did that.
In Seattle.
Yeah, it's in Seattle. So what is the reaction you think Charlamagne can have to that?
Well, he really can't. I mean, he can't get him for defamation or anything. I don't think Charlamagne's gonna touch it. I don't think he's gonna talk about it at all on the Breakfast Club.
Well, he can't send a cease and desist with that because that's
she had documentary.
He showed the paperwork.
Yeah, she had documents.
So he can't
proving what she said.
Yeah, he can't send a cease and desist with that one. That's
I don't see him reacting or saying anything. I think he's gonna keep his mouth shut.
Oh, so yeah, he did it early this morning, but then
shit hit the fan.
The live ended. And he popped up a few hours later, and I remember you saying
he did say gonna have a woman named Ginger on the show talking about housing drug addiction for women
and building your life back. Yeah,
but the assumption was it was gonna be a black woman.
Yeah, and that's where it went left because when the live started and she came up on the screen,
they was flaming Kwame's ass and her ass.
Yeah, his comment section or his chat was
they were divided.
Very. As a matter of fact, I can just show it right here. As you can see, I'll put it on. We'll play a clip here for a second just to hear her speak.
All the glory. So my name's Ginger Malcolm, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. And what that means for me is that I haven't used any mind or mood-altering substances in 9 years, 1 month, and 29 days. So, 2 months and 29, 9 years, 2 months, 29 days. So I got there the way a lot of people get there. I had a lot of trauma. I grew up without a mother. My mother died when I was 8 months old at the age of 29 on an operating table for open heart surgery. At 5 months, 3 months before my mother died, I became.
So yeah, as you can see, the comment section wasn't the best for her. No. They were very
they were divided,
very disapproving of her.
Well, this how you feel about it?
Well, if you pay attention to any of Kwame's videos in the past before he took off, he is a guy who believes in the no color thing. At least on some level, should I say. But I think because of his rhetoric he's used in the last 2 weeks, and I believe black people have this thing where I guess it's kind of natural. You're partial to, everybody is naturally partial to their own.
Yeah.
So I think black people, like everybody else, have a thing where when they find somebody that's a lightning rod, you want them to be exclusive to you. And some of the people that has the strongest followings are people who are exclusive to people. You'll never have a strong following, or at least I don't want to say cult following, but a strong, very strong following if you are a person who wants to be, super magnanimous and just be this person that's for everybody and kumbaya, because you'll always have people in every sector that's fragmented on you.
Yeah.
So with black people, now he brought her on the platform.
I'm going to say this. Kwame has been saying a whole lot of things he's been particularly talking about how black male athletes are viewed and talked about, particularly by black people in the sports world. He was talking about mainly
doing to help the community. Yeah.
And when he said he gonna have a woman come on here today, I think everybody was expecting for it to be a black woman. And if you go into the comment sections, I mean, I kind of agree. You know, you've been talking all this, you know, blackity black stuff, and you calling white men boys and stuff like that. So I mean, black people just thought they had you exclusively to yourself. You've only had black males come on the show.
Yeah.
You've had no white males come on the show. So we looking at it through the lens of the black community, and specifically the black woman. When she sees this, she's like, "Oh, here we go again." They always, even in the comment section, you talk this blackity stuff, but you're always bringing a white woman along type of thing, and you have to agree with these things. I mean, he stopped the chat and pretty much told them, you know, y'all need to stop what you're doing. Talk about getting mods, and people like, well, you said that it, you know, whether it's negative or positive, let the trolls join in for the I can't get the word off my tongue.
What?
The algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm. Yeah.
The algorithm for the, you know, his YouTube channel. So they were not happy at all about this.
And something else I noticed, and you brought this up, was one of his things he said about the chat was he doesn't want to use moderators because he wants free speech and everybody say what they want to say. But I noticed in this particular episode, obviously people was going in on her, and immediately the idea of moderators became plausible.
Yeah.
So that look a certain way.
It looked a certain way, like black people can come in and talk and be disrespectful to other black people, but when white people come in on the channel, or people of different races come on the channel, you have to be respectful and make us look a certain type of way. You have to fake. You got to be fake when they come on the show. You can't express how you feel, because Kwame, you've been roasting the hell out of people. You said way worse stuff to these people you've been talking about than what the chat said. They was just saying Becky with the good Becky and all these other things, but yeah.
So I guess that's why he brought all those other men on there, or all those other black people on there, because she had to prove her. I don't even know.
It's very strange.
Look, man, like we said, he lost a lot of subscribers. I'm not gonna say he lost support. He lost some subscribers. I really wish people would have went back through his channel to see who he is.
Yeah. Before you decided to
jump on him now, and because once again, you shouldn't worship people. You shouldn't think everything someone says you're gonna agree with. And if they do certain things you don't agree with, just move on.
Yeah,
if
like today, he had that on there, and I didn't, care to watch it, so I left.
Yeah,
I didn't say anything negative in the comment section. If it's not for you, like he said, he says, chew the meat and spit out the fat.
Yeah.
Today, this was fat for you, so just walk away today. And if it's something that you enjoy watching and you have somebody on, come and view his channel.
I agree. So I think some people, once again, they agree with you on certain things, and they only hear you for a week, and they think they know you and everything about you. And then when you show another side, it's like, oh, you are an agent. You are completely, and that's your business if you feel how you feel. But I think people need to take the time to let people show you who they really are before you try to jump in feet first on them. Like, just be careful with worshiping people and thinking and turning people into idols. And understand, even Kwame have said, stop worshiping people. I'm not an idol. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
not for you. This wasn't for some. This just wasn't for some of y'all today.
Yeah.
You didn't want to digest this fat, so you just walk away.
Yeah, just walk away. It's not, But part of the thing with Kwame is I think a lot of people might be angry, and I think what it is you see Kwame, you see the message he's giving. He's always speaking about the image and how they portray black men and how we're going to stop them from disrespecting black males. And it becomes a situation
and then
where
sometimes he just dives into the black community particularly too.
Yeah, and he says stuff like that, and you start, okay, we're doing this now. You see the Kevin Samuels rise, the Kwame Brown rise. You see how there's this movement going on, it seems, with black men getting a voice in media to criticize certain aspects of how they're portrayed and their character and all that such. So now that he did this, it looks like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, we could even tie this. We could tie this to Kevin Samuels. I mean, his channel really didn't get popular until he started talking about black women.
Or should we say he started speaking on to black women about relationships?
Yeah, that's when his channel popped more.
Yeah,
and if he did a particular episode where there was a white woman trying to go in on black women, and he knew that was gonna fuck him up. He's like, you don't get to talk about black women on this platform.
Yeah, not like that. And you saw with the black women like, thank you for protecting us. And
he rightfully so had to do that, because they would have been in the comment section like, you gonna let this white woman just come on here and just talk shit about us?
Well, she tried to paint it as, I just want to disagree with the women before me, but all the women before you
were black,
so you can't let that ride. But speaking of the image of black people in general, if you don't know, there's a channel now called Black News Channel.
I don't fuck with them.
I'm being honest, I don't know what channel it is on cable. I don't watch cable, but I know about the YouTube channel. And so this Black News Channel, they trying to brand themselves as, you know, the channel for black news. This is where you come as a black person to get your news. They wanted to be, you know, the black. I guess you can compare it to CNN or MSNBC.
It's more like Phil from Africa. What's it
Phil
called?
Advice Show.
Phil Advice Show. The Africa, the Sport.
The Africa Sport Channel.
That's who they compete.
They're more like that.
That's who they more like.
Yeah. So I do want to say something about image when it comes to the Black News Channel. They had a segment on one of their shows, or I guess you would call it
more than one.
Yeah, they have more than one segment on the news channel. But on one of them, Sharon Reed had a interview with a woman about relationships during quarantine, and this became a thing. What was that, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, they had a Latino woman on as a dating coach expert, and when I saw it, I was like, this is supposed to be a black news channel. So why do we have a Hispanic woman on? You know.
Yeah.
This, and anyway, come to find out, she has a black husband. And then somebody in the comment section did some further research, and it was like, "Hey, you was on a Latino expert channel. So are you a Latino expert, or what are you?" So anyway, with all that being said, I think it's just kind of crazy how they keep having these Latino women come on here, pretty much coaching black women because black women don't know how to behave in a relationship. So these Latino women got to teach them how to behave in relationships.
Yeah. So they had a segment on her show this time. I don't know if it's the same person.
It's not the same person. The other one was a little more spicier.
I'm talking about the interviewer. Oh. Sharon Reed wasn't the one who did the last one, I don't think.
You call the darker skin was a little more spicier.
Spicy white.
Spicy white. That's what you say.
So they had another segment on with a Latino woman about relationships during COVID, and the reason why we're bringing this up is how it means something what you show when you cover things.
Yep.
The background is as important as the foreground. The foreground being what they're saying.
True.
But the background means just as much. So what you show in the background will subconsciously tell me what this really is about, or at least direct me or influence me on how to think about certain things.
True.
So in this interview right here, she spoke to this woman about relationships and the COVID and how people meet up. But there's a particular clip I want to show how once again it reinforces certain negative stereotypes about our women, about black women.
Yeah.
Correspondent Astrid Martinez joins us from Philly, where she spoke with singles. Astrid, what are they saying? How thirsty are they?
Oh, it's going to be a hot summer, according to a lot of experts. COVID-19 has really left people deprived of romance and partnership. So experts say many cities across the United States are going to look like an episode of Sex in the City. However, people we spoke with tell us they also feel a little bit out of practice. This is what some Philadelphians had to say.
Spring, a time when the trees are blooming, flowers are budding, and so is love. With COVID-19 restrictions lifting, many Philadelphians are ready to get lucky. But we're not talking about this jackpot. We're talking romance.
I definitely missed it. I'm a very extroverted person. And like being trapped in the house was like it was so boring.
I would appreciate a good man.
Okay.
But since you can't seem to find those, I'm good with being by myself.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
And that's what we mean. What is the purpose of showing this woman in a segment about meeting people? The older black woman, once again, being painted
as bitter
and unable to be in a relationship. And for this to be Black News Channel, you would think they would be cognizant of
what they put out.
Yeah, what she put out and how this looks. Because out of everybody in this interview, she's the only one that says something like that.
They wouldn't have found a bubbly Asian woman.
And like being trapped in the house was like it was so boring.
I would appreciate a good man.
Okay.
But since you can't seem to find those, I'm good with being by myself. Okay. You laughing, I'm dead serious.
And she's dead serious too.
She's dead serious. So when it comes to the Black News Channel, and this is not the only thing they've done that lets you know that they're not really to be trusted. To me, they come off as another wing, another pusher of the Democratic Party. The way they cover things is from a certain perspective. Every once in a while, they'll bring someone on the show with a different perspective and debate them and call themselves,
they're on here to compete with the new black media on YouTube.
100%.
I consider us the new black media.
Yeah, we're a small little channel, but
we're a small channel, but hell,
got a few shots in.
Shit, some of these stories we put out before they do. Let's keep it a buck.
Let's keep it a buck. Go check the stats, baby. But I just thought that was weird that they placed this in the interview about dating after COVID and how they put an older black woman as the image of the I don't need a man. Again.
She's the Western woman poster child, the black woman.
Oh yeah, and it's black. It's the Black News Channel that did this. Mm-hmm. So I just thought it was interesting. But the real thing about Black News Channel we want to talk about as well is Mark Lamont Hills. He had a interview with the author Coleman Hughes on why he opposes reparations. Now, Coleman Hughes, if you know him, he's the guy during the what was that? How many? 2 years ago now?
Maybe 3.
3 years ago, they had the reparations.
HR 40.
The HR 40. Whatchamacallit? And he was there.
2 years.
He was one of the people that was against reparations for Black Americans.
Keep in mind, this man has a Puerto Rican mother and an African American father.
He got skin in the game.
Shit, he ain't got no skin in the game.
I mean,
keep your ass in the background. You biracial. You don't get to lead anything. Keep your fucking ass in the background. You're lucky we accepting of you.
Hey,
truth is truth.
In most societies, people that would be considered biracial or multiracial would not be allowed in leadership positions. That's usually how it goes. For some reason,
we'll claim you.
Yeah, but for some reason, in our community in particular, biracial people have this.
They have to prove their blackness.
They have this itch to lead. To lead our people. That is kind of,
we got to get rid of that shit and stop that shit.
Yeah. So let's just show this interview here. Not all of it, just some of it we want to get to, because he made some points that's kind of stupid. Yeah.
Joining me now is Coleman Hughes. He's the host of Conversations with Coleman. It's a podcast that he hosts. Coleman, thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started right away with this question of opposing the idea of reparations. You talk about it as a moral mistake as well as a political mistake. What's the moral mistake here?
The moral mistake is that obviously when the victims of a historical...
Okay, I got to ask, did he just try to correct him on how to say moral?
I think he did.
He just tried to correct him on that. I just had to point it out.
Crime are still alive. There is a moral obligation of the perpetrators to pay reparations. When we're talking about, so for instance, it would be a morally necessary, in my opinion, as I said at the hearing, to pay reparations for Jim Crow to survivors of the Jim Crow system. Now, on the other hand, when you're talking about the median Black American being around 35 years old or so, born in the 80s, is there a moral obligation to take money from one group of people and give it to that person for a crime that happened 200 years ago? That's a very different situation, and one in which you have to consider whether it's politically wise to do that, whether it actually serves the interests of the community that is suffering from many different problems in the present that need to be solved, to frame that solution as reparations, saying essentially blaming a group of people that don't feel connected to the crime because it was so long ago, right? So that's what I mean by a moral and political mistake.
So there's a few leaps there that I want to unpack with you for a minute. So you start by saying that it would be a morally proper thing to do if the victims of a crime were still alive. And then when we get to these people born in the 1980s, you're saying, well, if the redress comes through them, if we give it to their great-great-great-grandchildren, it produces a political sort of challenge and crisis for the community, if I understand you correctly. And it may not be the proper way to address the needs of the broader community. Understood. I hear that argument. That still doesn't address why it would be not moral to do so, right? If for example, there were a person who was enslaved and slavery ends and they have a child, just one generation, just a child who was denied access to housing, health care, and general American prosperity because their parent was a slave, an enslaved African. Would you, just in that example, would you say that it would be improper to give reparations to them?
Yeah, so that I think in that case, probably it would be proper.
This is where it goes off the rails. So his argument is that black Americans shouldn't be expecting reparations because it's not morally correct, because it happened so long ago and it's not affecting you, it affected your ancestors. But he's a proponent of giving reparations to someone who is a first generation after slavery. So you're okay with the descendant getting reparations just not that long ago? I don't.
That doesn't make any sense.
So you're okay with giving a descendant reparations, just not now?
And they're always painting the picture. Well, you're gonna be it. Well, these white people, they didn't do it. Their ancestors did it. So why should they not have to? Sorry, you got to pay for your forefathers' sins.
Well, it has nothing to do with white people.
But they make it about white people
every time. When you talk about reparations, it has nothing to do with white people. When you ask for reparations, you're talking about institutions like all the banks and stuff. Like what is it? What's the bank you with?
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo, that comes from slave owners. Yale, Princeton, all these places were built off slave owning land, or they were funded by them. So when you say reparations, you mean those companies, those big multi-billion-dollar companies, should be forced to pay restitution to descendants. They got money through these people. You built these big, powerful organizations through it. Now you should repay what was built off of their back. That's the point of reparations. But every time you bring it up, it turns into, why should the white people pay for what they
and if they do, they do. Y'all so afraid of pissing white people off. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
And that's
y'all always care about what white people think. We don't give a fuck. Pay us our reparations.
And that's probably number one thing that happens is it turns into white people gonna be mad.
We don't care.
Like every time you get into this discussion, you deal with people that think differently. It always turns into angry white people.
We don't care if white people mad. We don't care if Hispanic people mad. We don't care if Asian people mad. We don't care if Native American people mad. We don't give a damn. Pay us our reparations.
You know, we're at the bottom. And in order to get off of the bottom,
somebody got to go down.
Somebody has to go to the bottom.
And guess what? We don't give a fuck who it is.
It's not a situation where you can expect black people to go up and everybody else to stay where they at. No. Part of the thing is with us is the problems that we have when we're asking for legislation or we're asking for things to be passed for us. We tend to want to do this whole, everybody rise with the tide. No. Like if we get something, everybody. So they make these bills. They don't make them directly for us. They include the word minority and a person of color, and that means that it includes anybody not white. And even then, when you put the word minority, it includes white women or gay men and women.
Yeah.
So it turns into a bill that's not for you. And you think because it helps everybody, it'll help you. No, you're still gonna be at the bottom.
Them fuckers been leeching off of us. We tired of them leeching off of us.
Yeah.
Fight for your own stuff.
It's one of those things where it's not going to change until people stop thinking with the globalist mindset, start thinking with a mindset of their tribe or their people. You know, I think it's Asian people don't even vote. They have people that lobby for them because they understand.
Maybe that's how they got that bill passed so fast.
No, they got their bills passed so fast because China. We know that. But you have to have a, what's the word I want to use? It's not nationalistic. You have to be thinking, it's not groupthink, but you need to have a commonality with your own and understand the goals are the same. How we go about doing them may be differently.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that in order for your people to go up, you have to lean on each other, and whatever happened to everybody else happens. You can't
Chips
worry.
fall where they fall.
You can't worry about other groups and what will happen to them. You have to worry about your own. It's a war.
Black people, they're
too magnanimous. They try to be magnanimous all the time, and it always bites them in the ass in the end.
And you wonder why the world views you as got to be perfect all the time.
It's insane.
You put yourself in that position.
But
got to be cutthroat sometimes. Oh shit.
But speaking about reparations, Biden, he didn't speak about it, should I say? That's part of the problem. When he did the Tulsa massacre, he did the what they call it, the commencement thingy.
Yeah.
So he went out there to talk about it, and some people got mad that he didn't. He didn't bring up slavery. I'm sorry, reparations. So the Tulsa people, particularly the elders that was involved, they focus on one thing and one thing only, and that's reparations. You see here is an article, Biden privately tells lawmakers not to expect much on reparations legislation. Once again, your priority is not America's priority.
Well, what they weren't even calling it reparations for him. They were calling it a gift.
Exactly. When they tried to, you mean the $100,000
that they were going to give the Tulsa survivors,
and $1 million to a reparations fund,
seed gifting foundation.
Yeah. So this is him. He did his little speech there, and it was just a mess. His speech was useless.
As normal. Yeah, he can't talk, stuttering.
All he did was talk. That's all he did was talk about stuff. He didn't actually put forth any real.
It's that Alzheimer's.
But here's something he said. So you see here, it said, but some attendees noted what they considered a glaring omission, any mention of reparations for the survivors of the massacre and their descendants, some of whom have sued the city and state for compensation, and full-throated endorsement of H.R. 40, which would create a commission to study reparations. The bill passed out of House Judiciary Committee in April for the first time since it first introduced in 1989.
Now, hold on for a second. This happened to those people 100 years ago.
100.
And they still have not received anything. Jewish people, Holocaust, they've been got theirs.
H.R. 40 is literally just for the study, not for actual reparations. It's to study it.
Even the Japanese people got their reparations.
Yeah, them camps.
The camp.
Yeah.
But they haven't, you guys have not given them nothing for 100 years.
100 years.
There was even an article where there was a woman whose shop burnt down in Tulsa, and she tried to get she had insurance, and they wouldn't even cover it.
We know the insurance companies and other people that owe us money, but the insurance company, and hell, we look at how they appraise these people's houses, black people's houses. They lower the appraisal value with black people. So you have black people that go out and get a white friend or somebody to stand in the house and let them do the appraisal, and it go up triple and double the amount. And it's like
sad,
and nothing can be done about it. Nothing. But
redlining us.
When you're in the bottom, this is the stuff that's allowed to happen to you.
But you don't want to leave from the bottom because you so worried about who gonna fall on the bottom. Somebody has to be at the bottom. Somebody got to be at the top, and somebody got to be somewhere in the middle. We don't give a damn who is at the damn
don't give
bottom.
A damn.
We want to be at the top, to be honest with you.
That's in the future. But as a candidate, Biden said he supported a commission on reparations, but the administration has yet to endorse the actual bill. After his speech Tuesday, the president met with the members of the Congressional Black Caucus, useless mugs, who brought up the need for the H.R. 40, which named after the 40 acres and a mule, promised that house symbolizes the lack of support formerly enslaved people received from the federal government. According to those involved in the conversation, Biden let them down gently. This is Biden's word to them about wanting just to think about it, just to get the study pass. This is not for reparations. This is what Biden said. I mean, this is what they said. How he let them down. He didn't disagree with what we were doing, said Representative Brenda Lawrence, the second vice chair of the CBC. He did talk about his plate being full with trying to get the infrastructure bill passed, and with that, he really wanted to make sure that he could get that through before he took on anything else. Biden's biggest concern with HR 40, Lawrence said, is getting it through the Senate. The bill also hasn't been scheduled for a floor vote in the House, where it has 188 co-sponsors.
Now, he had enough time to get this anti-Asian hate bill.
Yeah, his plate wasn't full then. That was on the plate.
Every time you need something, their plate is always full. They can't do it right now. We'll get you next year, but
they're gonna use this right here for 2024. Hey, I'm sorry, 2022. Hey, you guys need to vote. We need more seats in the House. We need more seats in the Senate. You got to vote. Then they do it again in 2024, and then they'll toss your ass to the side like they always do. But we keep falling for it. So the hustle gonna hustle, and play. People gonna get played all the time. So unfortunately, we always the ones getting played.
That's because we allow it.
We do, and it is what it is. At some point, the tide got to change, though, right?
Yeah. Listen, you have to take accountability.
At some point, it got to change. But I'm gonna show this clip of Biden's commentary on why why there is a racial wealth gap amongst black people.
The data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance as white entrepreneurs are. But they don't have lawyers, they don't have accountants, but they have great ideas. Does anyone doubt this whole nation would be better off from the investments those people make? And I promise you, that's why I set up this National Small Business Administration that's much broader, because they're going to get those loans. The data shows.
So, I guess Ben Crump ain't no lawyer.
All right, so black people we don't have lawyers now. Biden, didn't he say earlier that we didn't have internet, didn't know how to use a computer?
We just some illiterate fuckers.
That's the liberal though. Niggas are just so you can't expect much out of them. You can't expect them to know how to read and use a computer.
How do black people not know how to use a computer? They the one that be having shit trending. But yeah, so clearly they know how to use a computer.
But yeah, Biden, man, he do these what they call gaffes, which is really just him telling the truth who he is. We got the video proving everything.
Dixiecrat.
Yeah, he a Dixiecrat. Everything Judge Joe Brown said. The man has ties to Dixiecrats. Like, it's not fake. It's real.
Not just the 1994 crime bill. Everyone he has ties to.
Yeah. So this is a video of one of the elders of the survivors of the Tulsa massacre. He has some words.
The President of the United States, I'm pleading for justice and reparation. I have waited for 100 years for this. And it's my great opportunity to say this. We are one. We need this. We earned this. So, I'm waiting. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Question.
Go ahead and see what you're going to say. I got something I want to say too.
I done lost my thought, what I was about to say.
So,
so he has on an army hat. So that means
military. Yeah.
So you would go into the military after they bombed?
Well, we don't know how old he. Well, yeah, he had to be a certain age. Well, he might have.
How can you go into the military after they did what they did to you? They don't even view you as a citizen.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the reason why our ancestors joined the military is because part of the way to get allowed further into society back then was to join the military. You get access to more stuff. There's a certain level. There's a certain thing inside of every society where joining the military brings a certain level of respect and esteem to your race. So a lot of black men back then felt if you're fighting wars, you'll gain respect in the society. I know we can look back and judge them, but people make decisions that best help them and their families. Just like now, we got family members in the military. because it helped them get out of the situation they were in. So you can't really look at these people and judge them and, how can you join a white man military? Well, we can say that, but they had different decisions.
I mean, I have to be honest. There was a point in time
where you thought about joining.
Yeah, the white man came over.
He was sleeping. He fell asleep,
and then I decided not to.
And maybe that was part of the thing, him falling asleep. Maybe that was the thing that was, nah, don't do this.
I didn't do it.
But yeah, another thing I want to say is, so they start celebrating. Now, I guess, would you call this celebrating? Is it sad that all the anniversaries of black people so far have been because of death and destruction? First, he had a joyful anniversary of his death. Now you got the anniversary of the Tulsa. How is this an anniversary? Everything we celebrate publicly is bad. Hell, even Juneteenth.
Yeah. Memorial Day. Even though it's a national.
Yeah, now it is. But it's a death of black soldiers. It's like everything we celebrate is death. Is that it seems to be the thing that's really wrong with our people.
We actually don't celebrate nobody till they dead and gone.
Exactly. We literally only celebrate you when you're dead.
We do have some that talk shit.
Black people, for the most part, don't talk shit when you die. For the most part.
We have an uncle.
One uncle.
He talks shit about the Pope.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all, my uncle Gary, when the Pope, what was that, Pope? I don't even know what his name was. It Pope Benedict?
The one before the one we have now. That's how
we got two popes right now. Quiet as kept. Nobody talking about it. There's two popes right now. The one that was Pope before, who quote unquote resigned, is trapped in the damn. Why is nobody talking about the fact we got two popes right now? That's a fact. But anyway, when the Pope died, my uncle was. We were watching the funeral. We were watching the funeral on television. My uncle just yelled out, "Fuck the Pope!"
Hey, he was on it then. We didn't even know.
He was already on that.
We were like, well, we weren't like, but yeah, our
grandma was like, "Gary, watch how you talk." And he's like, fuck that Pope. They would be sitting out for me if I die. He's like, no, Gary, they wouldn't, because you're not the Pope. That's the point. But yeah, what I want to say is, this dude right here, the elder here, why is it whenever they want to celebrate these people or call themselves celebrating them, they do silly shit. So what they did was they took these older people from the survivors of the bombing, and they took the older woman to a shoe shop to put on some Jordans.
Who did that?
It was on Complex. I look at it right now. Complex took in one of the Tulsa survivors, and she went Jordan shopping basically. And you just go, what is wrong with our people, man? Why do we even accept this stuff? Hold on, let me look this up. Tulsa survivor. Let's see. I can't find it right now. Whatever. So what happened is they took her to get some shoes, right? And they took this elder right here. Let me see. They took this elder right here, and you notice they bought him a damn jersey.
She got on a jersey too.
They bought him jerseys. Now what they put them in Oklahoma City jerseys. And they had this little get together, really a little party. They was out there dancing, celebrating it.
Which is what they do.
And they didn't pass no bills.
There's nothing to celebrate.
It's like, what are we celebrating? There's no bills passed. It's just nothing. I'm supposed to just be happy about what? What do we celebrate? What am I dancing for? What am I gyrating, if they call it? What is all this for?
Gyrating.
Hey, look at this. These are pictures of the situation. Look at this shit, man. Every time you look,
they got a Soul Train line.
Yeah, pretty much what it was.
Damn.
And it's like, why is it every time we look around, you Negroes and want to dance for no reason? And not only they dance, they also was singing. Let me show you them singing right quick. Look at this. And you see the who in the corner there, Roland Martin. This is Roland Martin.
In that North Carolina.
Turn me around. Oh, turn me around. Oh, turn me around. Ain't gonna let no racism turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, walking out to freedom. One more time, everybody. Ain't gonna let nobody. Come on, y'all. Turn me around.
That white woman saying, I ain't singing that shit. She said, y'all some stupid niggas.
Suckers.
Turn me around. Oh, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around.
They did. They turned y'all ass right around and said you ain't getting no reparations.
Cancel the whole event. Shut it down.
They turned that shit right around.
We ain't giving you nothing then. If you ain't gonna take this, Negro, all right, take your ass home then. Well, let's go sing. Let's go sing about nothing, honestly. Good Lord, man. But they was out there doing the, what do they call it? And this was a whole debate too, where people didn't even know the name of the, we called it, what do we call it when we were little? I felt like there was another name we called the electric slide. There was another name for it, wasn't it?
Electric slide?
Yeah, there was another name for it when we were little that the grandma and them used to call it. I can't remember. This is a spoof of the dance that was going on. They put music in the background right here. Watch this.
You gotta butter your biscuit. Butter your biscuit. Butter your biscuit. You gotta butter your biscuit.
It sound like the big dude in a white t-shirt said, butter your biscuit.
Yeah, so people making fun of that shit, and they deserve it.
They do.
The Congressional Black Caucus went out there and pretty much turned it into a little party.
Which is what they do.
These old people got a little party.
They overshadow it by putting theatrics in it and dancing it and turning it into a mockery.
Yeah, they not good for nothing anyway.
They ain't good for shit. We done expose the CDC and how they really think.
Yeah,
they for everybody, not just for black Americans. I'm gonna say they for everybody.
Yeah. Then we get into the when we talk about our leadership and how we have no leadership. Honestly, we have no control over who we allow in our community.
We do have control over who we allow in our community.
Well, let me say it like this. We have people in our community that let anybody in. That's a better way to say it.
Who typically does that?
What you mean who typically does that?
Do the black woman do it? Do the black woman typically let anybody in the community, or is the black man more accepting of letting different groups into the community? Because
what's this example we're using now?
China Mac. Who do you think he's surrounding himself by?
There's not other races of women involved?
As far as what?
That do the same thing he do.
Who?
Become caricatures of black people. What's that woman, Mimi? The Asian woman? Mimi?
Yeah, she with a black man.
Okay.
So, what are you trying to say?
So you saying black men let her in?
So you think her friends were black women and they let her into the community?
Her friends are black, aren't they?
I don't know.
I've never seen her with no.
I don't know Mimi's. I don't know her. I don't know who she is.
What's the name of that show?
Love and Hip Hop of Atlanta.
Yeah, was she on there?
Yeah.
So who?
I think she had issues with black women on there too.
So she was just there and nobody was friends with her?
I don't know. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop of Atlanta.
Exactly. So I would imagine only way you on the show if you on the.
Dude, I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here just trying to make a point from my perspective.
Okay.
That typically black men let these other groups of people infiltrate into the black community. That's just my opinion.
Well,
I'm holding black men accountable.
Aren't men the ones who control the community? I mean, they control what the.
I'm gonna say so. We supposed to.
Yeah.
But we know black women been running this shit for
about 60 years.
About 60 years, but they still don't have control when it comes to that, as far as letting different groups infiltrate into the culture.
Yeah. Well, most people
be honest.
Okay. Do most people get into the culture through music or hip hop?
Who's putting hip hop out though?
I'm making your point with you. Damn, you're already assuming I'm disagreeing. I'm asking you, do most people call themselves a part of the culture simply because they listen to hip hop?
Most majority does, but they also will say that, well, we grew up in the same hood, or we grew up in the same area.
It goes back to
well, not necessarily. You don't have to. I mean,
I don't know nobody.
You don't have to be in the hood and listen to hip hop.
Personally, I don't know anybody who hang around black people and call themselves a part of it and don't listen to hip hop. I don't know one. I know more black people that don't listen to hip hop that be around black people than other races that be around black people that don't listen to hip hop. It's one of the prerequisites to be a part of the community. They feel is you have to like hip hop.
Well, because that's the commonality between their relationship
that's how
they're connected through the music.
That's what I'm saying. That's how they connected. So
that's the culture they're connected through.
So when we look at the music, we got to go to a person who's been going back and forth with somebody,
Charleston White,
and we go to China Mac.
We might have to get into Charleston White's ass.
Oh, we not dodging nothing from what's going on.
Charleston White, we're gonna have to get into your ass.
So
and it falls. We don't mean literally for y'all out there, because
listen. So
China carnal-minded people.
So China Mac is a Asian dude from New York, I believe. He's a rap. Well, I guess he's a rapper now, and he's one of these dudes that feel like, because he grew up around black people, but he can say nigga. Obviously, he been going back and forth with Charleston White.
Not in the South.
Yeah, not in the South. But he been going back and forth with Charleston White. A lot of black people been going in on those so-called Asian Crips out in California. They've been privately the eye of the storm, pretty much, of what's been going on. So I went back and found an interview of China Mac on the Queen's Flip show, or Flip the Script podcast, and he discussed why and who should be allowed. Yes, this is an Asian dude. Who should be allowed to use the N-word? And to be honest, I got to give Flip some credit. I didn't know there was any New Yorkers really out there who didn't like.
Well, we do know that 52 blocks.
Well, yeah, they do 52 blocks.
We watched that.
But that was on whose podcast? Queen's Flip. But I didn't realize there was as many New Yorkers who don't get down like that, letting these other races say nigga. But let's get into the interview that he had with China Mac discussing.
We're not gonna play the whole clip.
Not the whole clip, yeah.
Rose with an S for black people to call themselves that word.
We took a bad word, nigga.
Rose with an S.
A person that's not from black descent, regardless if they from the hood or if they in the hood, they should not say the N-word. That's
you
me.
Use the N-word?
I use the N-word.
Why you use the N-word?
Because I feel like that's where I come from.
Let's talk about it.
I'm African. I'm black. I feel I'm a black guy. I'm a nigga. I feel like I grew up around that. I went through that. And
you went through what? What did you go through?
A lot of shit.
But I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, why do you feel like it's okay for black people to call themselves that word?
Because it's ours, damn it.
See, and we just talked about this on the last. I don't know if it was a podcast episode or.
Yeah, it definitely was a podcast. First thing
I said, that nigga got on me. I said, and I'ma stand on it. I said, let's just get rid of the word.
No.
Let's let them have the word.
No, it's ours.
And when I say let them have the word, I'm meaning I guarantee you, if black people stop calling themselves nigga and created another word for that, they would stop using the N-word, I guarantee you, and won't start using the words that you use. Because anything that black people do, I'm gonna say black males in particular do,
especially young black males, they copy.
Trendsetters.
But we've been using that word since antiquity. That's not a new word.
No, it's not a new word. But what I'm saying is, it's become, it's been so, it's pop culture now, meaning the word no longer belongs exclusively to us.
No,
because it's being used in music, and because it's being used in music, and now somehow hip hop is not culture anymore. Hip hop is
it's still
pop culture.
When pop culture is black people.
But when they think about pop culture, they think of westernized, like they think of America when they think of pop culture. They don't just put it exclusively with black people.
But
not
it
true?
is.
So pop culture is exclusively with black people, or are you saying hip hop culture?
Hip hop. Who started hip hop? What you mean?
Well, that's debatable because Jamaicans say they had their hand in.
Hey, look, man. Let me say this to all those people that debate about hip hop. Get over it.
Get the fuck over it.
Black people been rapping since the damn 40s.
Black people was rapping in fucking Europe. That's your poets.
Yeah, that's the poets. But when you look at in the 40s, they used to do rap. The difference is they used to rap about Noah and God and the Bible and stuff. It's
positive, which kind of started out in the 80s.
The only thing that changed is rap, or I forgot what they called it back then, got mixed in with jazz, and that's what led to
Well, the difference is rap has turned into
rap got combined with rock and roll in like 2007. Like 2007, rock and roll, rock kind of came into hip hop. Really, no, actually it happened in the 80s with Run DMC.
When rap was, for me, when rap was conscious, it stood for something more than
that was in now. The 80s, in the early 90s.
Now it's more bitches, hoes.
That's not true.
Not for everybody.
That's mainstream. See, once again, when we let mainstream dictate what our music is, that's
what do you know? Can you shout out some positive?
That makes you think that everybody is the same.
Okay, can you shout out some positive rappers out here that's putting out positive stuff for
Kendrick Cole? That's your two or your three biggest mainstream people. They don't rap about hoes and all that stuff. Then you got I'm trying to think of a name because you don't listen to hip hop.
I listen to hip hop.
You don't.
I don't listen to everything that you listen to.
Trav, you don't listen to hip hop. But anyway,
hold on. I'm 5 years older than you, so we're not gonna be listening to the same thing.
So what hip hop you listen to?
I listen to more 90s hip hop.
Like
you don't need to know my business.
Exactly, Negro. You gonna say something like some Nas or some damn.
I listen to more 90s music than I do.
Give me one artist from the 90s you listen to. Just one.
Nas is one of the people that I listen to.
So the name I told you.
Nigga, I ain't got a lot about nothing.
All right, anyway, back to this. China Mac trying to tell, what was the point we were making? He asked him why.
He asked him, why do you get to use the word?
Because it's ours. We've been using it forever.
And I said, let it go.
The word nigga is in the scriptures. The word nigga. And look up Kenneth the Niger out of Europe. That was one of the royalty in Europe. Look up Kenneth the Niger. Look up the Niger. Look up the Niger anywhere, and you'll see all these people that had that. I guess you would call it a title.
Yeah, and I'm saying let go of it because they have made the word so exclusive that it does not just tie to black people.
It do. Black people.
Should.
Black people use it like a
hold on, we talked about this. You made a reference saying
black people use it like a person, place, or a thing,
and I don't think that it should be referred to as that because China Mac, he talked about it in this interview. He was saying they call him my nigga, or you make a reference like, see that white nigga, you're calling him a nigga.
See, once again, you took it. I had to explain this like 6 times.
You didn't have to explain anything to me. I'm telling you how it's viewed.
I said, whoever his friends is that refer to him as my nigga. That's goofy. You shouldn't do that because now you're giving him that green light.
No, you're giving him that title to call himself that and call other people that.
So I said that's not right. But I said two black people talking and they see in the distance somebody doing something crazy and they go, look, that nigga crazy. That been going on since forever.
That's true. But now
the internet
has everything that we've done. It has turned into pop culture. I don't think it was intentional. I just think
somebody made it intentional.
We know who made it intentional. The Jews made it intentional.
Boy, them tiny hats gonna get your ass.
Huh?
Tiny hats gonna get you.
Well, whatever. The little curls. Jew froze. Anyway, but yeah, I just let the word go.
We took a bad word.
It wasn't a bad word.
No, it wasn't a bad word.
It wasn't a bad. It just means black.
And but
black people, they got the energy. What happened is with the word nigga, people were using that word towards black people forever. The niggers, the blacks. But what happened is around the late 1700s, early 1800s, this country became, when we look at slavery and stuff, slavery became racial.
Yeah.
Which led to, certain slurs, words that would mean nothing became a slur all of a sudden. So now the nigger was synonymous with the slave.
Yeah.
So yes, the word became negative. Same thing. They used to call black people crows. So
crow.
A crow is just a bird. So words have different meaning in certain contexts. Nigger was not it's not a negative word. It was used negatively.
Dusty means black.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why when these black women be saying y'all dusties, they just saying black. Y'all blacks.
The word dusty means black.
So don't let it be offensive at all. They just saying y'all blacks.
Yeah. Actually, we can make an argument. We can tie that in to what's the difference between them calling you a dusty, a black, and somebody calling you a nigger, a black? Isn't that the same? Is that not a certain level of racism to that?
No,
it ain't.
Damn, dude.
I'm just saying. We can go down that line.
Dude, you reaching way. You saying a black woman calling them dusties, which means they don't understand what it means. They're just calling them black. And you saying that's them calling them niggers.
So white people know what nigger mean? They don't.
In their mind, hold on.
In their mind, see where you going?
In their mind, nigger is a negative thing.
Exactly.
So you're saying
you see how this is connecting, right?
No, I don't see how it's connecting.
All right,
you just be going too damn far.
I think I made sense right there.
Some people gonna agree with you,
huh?
Some people gonna agree with you.
I think there is a tie,
but I just think you scratch it. You just reach it.
I believe there is some type of tie to saying dusty and saying. I'm not saying it's equal. Let me make sure I clear that up. It's not equal. I'm not. Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
it's
you gotta open up a damn can of worms.
It's not equal.
I don't want no smoke with that word.
I'm saying the idea of it being offensive. When somebody said to you, they're trying to be offensive to you, right? They're trying to offend you.
Yeah, they're calling you dusties. Which when they're calling you dusties, I think they're saying you broke, you a bum, you this, you that. They're not saying nigga, nigger.
What does nigger mean?
For them, nigger means.
I heard for a long time it means ignorant, which made no sense.
Yeah, that's what our family members used to say.
It just mean ignorant.
It just mean ignorant. Anybody can be ignorant. Well, you done gave white people and everybody else to say nigga.
And we turned it into a good word. We turned it into a word of endearment amongst the African American community.
Oh, he specified. He said African American community. That's why when y'all Africans in the diaspora.
So we gotta make sure we say it right. We don't get corrected. Diaspora.
When they say that, when y'all say it, it kind of sound weird when y'all say it. I mean, Kyrie Irving, he got upset when that dude said nigga to him.
Yeah.
But he said he don't want the N-word being used anymore. So we'll keep it in that context.
Well, Dennis Schroeder is a African dude from Germany.
And he probably is Shemitic.
Maybe.
So
I don't know. That's a touchy one, because when a person who's quote unquote black from a different country and you feel like you don't really have any attachment to that word.
So we had this brings the perfect time for me to finally say my opinion on this. Earlier there was we were watching a video. Okay, it was in Europe, and you said that Africans are not black because they really don't. You didn't say not are black. You said Africans just recently started calling themselves black because
let me clarify.
Let me let you speak for yourself.
I said we were talking about a story that happened with some white girl in France who was being threatened by Muslims,
and she got chopped up.
No, a teacher was chopped up. And a 17-year-old girl, she made a comment on social media about how she's a lesbian, and blacks and Arabs aren't her type, and these Muslims were on her ass because she said something about Islam. And when she said something about blacks, I said, "What the hell blacks got to do with this?" And I said, "Well, she probably meant Africans because Africans recently started calling themselves black."
Which ties back into my point or what I said about 2 months ago. I said Jamaicans are not black because Jamaicans don't call themselves black. They call themselves Jamaican. Haitians don't call themselves black. Haitians call themselves Haitian. And you said, are you calling it a race?
No, let me answer the question. Let me ask this question. Let me tell y'all, he hasn't answered this question in 2-3 months.
I can finally answer it now.
Is black a race or nationality?
I would say
race.
It's kind of both.
Hold on, 2 months and that's how you cop out on this?
It's a nationality. It's a race for us because that's what's down on the census. It's black or African American. That's what they've labeled us. It's a nationality because we describe ourselves as black, right?
Travis, is black
don't we describe ourselves as black for being a nationality? How many black people you know in America that say I'm American? What do they typically say?
Blacks. Conservative blacks call themselves American.
Conservative blacks do. When they go over across the pond or wherever they go, what are you? They say I'm black, I'm from America. Or they might say I'm African American. But black Americans typically identify themselves normally as I'm black.
So it's black a nationality or race? So all
it's both.
It's not.
For us, it's both.
It can't be both. Wait. it can be both, but that's not what black
For
is.
us, it's both.
So, okay, there are black people outside of America then.
There are black people outside of America, but they don't identify themselves as black. They identify themselves by their tribe, or they identify themselves by their country, which is their nationality and their race.
You just said black is a race and a nationality, so that means Jamaicans are black.
Well, no, they don't call themselves black. They call themselves Jamaican.
You said.
They say I'm Jamaican and I have African ancestry.
Okay, you said black is a race and a nationality, which means
particularly for African Americans.
So wait, you really pigeonhole this. So Jamaicans, Haitians, and stuff aren't considered black. When we say black, we mean African American type black, right? Is that what you mean?
Like when I
that
say
label
black,
ain't for them. What you mean?
I'm not saying that label is not for them. What I'm saying is they don't call themselves black. They identify themselves by the country they're from, right? Have you ever seen a Jamaican, not the ones that are here?
Well, no, that's the whole thing now. A Jamaican that's here call themselves black.
Some do, some don't.
Exactly. Just like in Jamaica, there's some that do,
but
some
I'm
don't.
just telling you, black Americans, unfortunately, we are the only ones who we don't have our own country.
Because we have America, don't we?
We have America, but I would say 70% of us, we don't call ourselves American. I'm black.
Look, man,
that ADOS thing really what caught things on and made niggas start putting flags in they damn. Black people don't put no flags.
Let me say this: niggas started putting American flags in their bios and
on
all
Twitter.
Yes.
Black people don't do that stuff. We are the only people actually that is shamed.
Yeah, for having a flag.
Even though Britain controlled Jamaica, all these other islands, they can put up their flags.
Well,
when black Americans do it.
Jamaica, well, Haiti in particular, that's their flag. That's the flag they created. Same for Jamaica. I'm pretty sure that's their flag. They created it. But like Nigeria, I'm not sure. Nigeria isn't even that's not even a real country. That's a that's part of colonization.
Listen, I'm not going to speak on Nigeria.
No, they'll tell you Nigeria is not a real country. That's a created state. But anyway, if you say black is a race, that means they is black. Point.
No, when we speak of black, we're not just talking about skin color.
See, now black is okay. This is the original question I asked you: is black a race, culture, or nationality? You said
it's all three.
So that means somebody.
Dude, I'm sorry. I am sorry that we are special people. We are in a weird predicament that for some reason we are the only group of blacks that are not connected to the country that we live in. We are the only group of blacks who have not fully integrated into the country.
That's true.
So that's why we are seen as separate. We are looked at as a different blacks.
We're considered a nuisance.
Everybody, all black people in the world see African Americans as different. Hell, Africans literally call us white. They said they mixed people over there. Even though there's people blackening your ass here, you still say they're mixed.
Let me show you this.
That's crazy.
It's funny you said that too. Because let me go to this right quick. So it's funny you mentioned the idea of them saying African Americans are not black. Hold on, y'all.
But we the only ones who's been calling ourselves black since forever.
All right, so look at this, yo. They see this person said, he's literally of African descent, as in the plot. We said Africans meeting real Africans. What are you not getting? Now, I think they're discussing a movie role right here. She said, so he not real African? Just to clarify, you see that Jamaican flag? And I even noticed a lot of the foreign blacks even started putting in the American flag.
Particularly the Nigerians and the Jamaicans and the Haitians do that now.
We mean Africans who were born on a continent, who know the culture of the country they're from. That doesn't mean he doesn't have African ancestry. Like, why aren't they connecting these dots? And Coming to America did not showcase rich Africans throughout the entire movie either. I wonder. I'm really starting to believe they are genuinely ignorant and slow. Like, why aren't they? I get y'all mean, but saying real Africans is kind of offensive to us. It's definitely a part of the identity, just a different way. It's just because Africans never get proper representation in media, and they're always generalizes us being poor and we're sick of it. African Americans are not considered real Africans, just like African Canadians, British, etc., who have no connection to Africa, aren't seen, but there's still ancestry there. The point of that is, yeah.
Why didn't she just say the diaspora? She didn't mention Jamaica. She didn't mention Haiti.
She said she used Canada and UK. And
listen, y'all are so jealous of Black Americans. It's ridiculous.
Oh Lord,
get a life.
Oh Lord, let's go ahead and finish this.
Puerto Ricans, that same nigga that didn't consider themselves black and laughed at black people. This is what I watch. We're coming from Queens to the Bronx or whatever. I watch different ethnicities actually tear down, because people say, oh, you don't like Hispanic people. It's not that I love Spanish. I love everybody. But I feel like certain people, if you don't consider yourself black and you're not black, you shouldn't say the word, because we turned that word to as far as an endearment. And if you can't relate to us, or when we get into it, sometimes we get, well, based off me and my encounters with certain people, when we get into a situation, you completely back off. I don't fuck with, you don't know what I go through, and you don't know what my peoples went through. This is how I look at it. Now, at a time, it was ignorant for me because, let me just bring you back. It was ignorant because I was ignorant because I wasn't taught that a lot of the Spanish people, Hispanics, I'm gonna get to you, have black lineage. I didn't know that. I'm just saying that as a kid, this is what, kids are telling me, like, nah, I'm not black. Dominicans say, oh, I'm not black, but you're saying the word that we use. And now, why you feel you can say that word? I feel that a lot of people can't relate to what we go through. Not saying you can't relate, but I don't feel like another race should use a word that was considered a word that was disrespecting black people, and now us black people turned into a word of endearment. I just feel it should be amongst us. This is how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And a lot of people get offended.
But I mean, I'm not offended by that. But what I'm saying is that's not fair.
Nigga said it's not. I'm sorry.
See, there you go. There it go. That's why he used the word. You heard it first here.
So this dude feel like it's not fair. And at the same time, I've seen white people say that.
White people say that. Oh, it's not fair.
They can use a word that we can't.
They get to use a word we can't.
It's not fair because if it's not a good word, then it shouldn't be a good word, period.
Whoa.
It shouldn't be a word that should be used, period.
He telling you that if he can't say it, you can't say it. If you can't say it, then nobody should be able to say it. That's crazy.
Yeah, coming in your culture,
telling you what you can say.
If I can't say it, you can't say
it. He's dictating, telling you what to do.
That's what I'm saying. But Chinese people didn't take that word as a word of endearment.
Yeah, because
so it would be an insult.
It'd be different if you're around me all the time, be like, yo, chink, 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 chink. So that's like all right, that's like this. You're not from Jamaica. You from Chinatown, Flushing. Mm-hmm. You got all Chinese friends. Mm-hmm. And if we always saying, yo, chink, that's my chink, yo, chink, yo, you my chink, bro, whatever, boom, boom, boom. After a while, and it's in the music, it's in everywhere, you're gonna start saying it too. And you're not gonna.
I don't think so.
No, that's not true.
I don't think black people would.
White people call themselves white trash. We don't run around calling ourselves white trash.
Yeah.
Honky.
Yeah, I don't think black people would start saying that if they
because we don't follow behind other people.
Yeah, I would say that I don't even know the music we would listen to that y'all put out. I'll be honest with you.
Just stupid.
It don't make sense because
my whole thing is, why can't y'all take the word that has a negative impact on your community and then turn around and put it into a term of endearment? Actually, when I hear him say that, he make black people look crazy in a sense of how he viewed the word, because he's been taught that white people made up the word and started calling us that. He views y'all the only stupid people that took a word that was negative and turned it into a positive. So we just all gonna taunt you and call you a nigga too as well.
Gonna feel disrespect. You're not gonna say it with a disrespectful tone. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. So when people take that and be like, no, you can't. Only we could use it. But it's in the music, it's in everything. It's part of the culture, and culture is not color.
Whoa, culture is not color.
He's halfway right. Culture isn't color, but culture is community, and you have to be a part of the same community to be a part of the culture.
Once again, he's saying the same thing that I was trying to make. He's saying because the N-word has made itself into pop culture, that it's now fair game. Everybody can use it. Black people, get over it. You've been calling it. You flipped the word. You've made it a term of endearment, and now everybody gets to say it. You can't pick and choose when we can say it and how we can say it anymore.
Bullshit.
It's everybody's word.
Bullshit. It's ours.
Well, you gonna be little you.
I ain't gonna fight with nobody. I ain't gonna touch nobody. It's just, it is what it is.
Listen, I don't say nothing.
It's always gonna be controversy behind it. I'll say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Culture is not color. Culture is environment.
What?
Which is
community.
Which is what New Yorkers, and that's how California and New York particularly view things. Negroes done left and then flip the script on our ass. They believe whoever is in your community is your people. It's not based on your skin tone. It's not based where you descend from. We all here, we in the same boat. So they've literally went out and formed
their own community.
They've sojourned or let people sojourn onto them. That's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
Which in the scriptures, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to still be separate from these people. You can sojourn onto people.
Yeah, yeah.
To build up your population.
Yeah. But
you're still supposed to be separate within that.
But see,
which is what them fucking Hebrew Israelites are doing. But they've mixed in though.
Well, we only see one side mixing in.
Who?
The men.
I think I've seen black women don't typically marry these Mongolian people. They typically stick with the Negroes. But these niggas, shit, they got about 5 wives. Maybe 2 black, and the other 3 is damn other races of women. We've GMS. They got white women as wives.
Let's not even get into that. I don't want to talk about GMS. Let's just move on.
Culture is how you was raised. Culture was the people around you. You know what I'm saying? You could be black as a motherfucker, but be born in Russia and speak fucking 100% Russian. You know what I'm saying? You have Russian.
And you'll be a black Russian. And you're a black Russian. The same way I'm not American, I'm a black American. I'm not.
That was just dumb.
You're a black Russian then. You're a black Russian speaking Russian.
Actually, y'all and white people are the only people that really just get to stick with who you are. White people are just called American.
Yeah.
People really just see you as Asian, Chinese. They identify where you come from.
They call them Asian American.
They just recently started doing that shit.
They want them. The reason why this anti-Asian hate thing and that bill passed, they trying to use black people as a scapegoat so that Asian people can be a part of the affirmative action. That's really what that's about.
Because they're not viewed as minorities.
They consider them a minority, but they're not seen as
people of color.
No, they don't seem like they have a what do they call it?
They don't have a hardship.
Yeah, an oppression on them.
What oppression do they have when most of them
they make the most money in the country?
They make more money than white people do.
Yeah, so that's why in the colleges was happening. The Asian people were the first ones going against affirmative action because they're like, these black people are getting scholarships we deserve.
Hell, white men are saying fuck white women and getting Asian women.
Yeah,
that's an epidemic. Now I know I talk a lot about the black men with the white women here, but the big epidemic is white men with Asian women here.
Yeah, that's the most popular. That's the interracial coupling. Yeah,
is white men
Asian women.
and Asian women.
And fucking, you dress Russian. Everything about your culture is Russian.
But it will be black Russian.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm pretty sure those Afro Russians over there, they have a different vibe to them than those.
Hell, we see in
European Russians.
We see in every language, the black people language is a little spicier.
When you go to South America, the Negroes, the darker it get, the deeper you get, the darker they is.
The slang is in the language.
They say their Spanish has slang in it. That's where you know where you at.
Go to the South.
Mexico, the deeper you go, the blacker it get. The languages get a little different from there.
Get a little slangier, get a little spicier, get a little
in Italy. In Italy.
Oh yeah, the Sicilians.
The darker you get, they have a slang over there in Italy.
Yeah.
Listen, Judah everywhere.
You look what you I see you surround yourself with black people. You've been through the stories I heard that you from the hood. Okay, cool. All right, respect. We can have a conversation about it. But then you had a friend of mine, TMS, he started saying it because he felt like it was okay for you to say it. So now he was saying, he said, yo, Tyler Mack said nobody say nothing to him.
I think
so that he wasn't raised in the hood. He was raised in Flushing. I met his parents. He wasn't raised in the hood at all. He'd been bullied half his life.
But he listens to hip hop.
Yeah, but he can't. Come on, China man.
No, but listen, I'm not. Listen.
He do listen to hip hop, but what does listening to hip hop? What a lot
bro,
of
hip hop is
I
lifestyle,
see
bro.
what you're saying, though.
This world is a
Hip
cold
hop
world.
is lifestyle,
I see what he's saying, though, bro.
Hip hop is lifestyle, but it's a cold fucking world.
It is.
It's a cold fucking world.
Look, there's lines of things. There's certain
boundaries.
borders. There's boundaries and borders you don't cross.
And the boundary, there's
You
just
you can participate in it, but you ain't it. That's the point.
The boundary is just don't say the N word.
And it's a tough boundary.
And it's a taboo for y'all. You're itching to say it, and you get your ass whooped.
Now he also, we got to talk about.
He's arrogant too.
We got to talk about
his personality. I don't know how people deal with his personality.
He been going back and forth with Charleston White, and Charleston White, like I said in the first video, I don't agree with everything Charleston White says. I knew him from a couple years ago because he quote unquote supported Trump.
Well, I was introduced to him since he's been going back to this back and forth.
Yeah, the Asian stuff.
Yeah.
So I already knew some of the stuff he had said. So China Mac went and found a video of Charleston White,
which is in some ways damaging to what he's been regurgitating,
where he made the point that Asian people are good people. They're not violent towards us, and we do them wrong.
But then when
the reason why he was hold on, in context, the reason why he was saying this is he was one of those people that was pushing this bootstrapism, do for self. We can't expect respect from other
accountability.
people. Yeah, he was basically preaching accountability. We can't expect people to have respect for us when we don't respect each other. That's what he was saying. But obviously, he took the videos and kind of somewhat took them out of context. But regardless, it looked. He said it. So yeah.
Done helped us. Man, y'all keep spending y'all money at these Chinese stores. Now, I just want to remind y'all, nigga, we got some Chinese people that's been in our hood for a long motherfucking time. Nigga, we've been fucking with the Chinese since the 80s, nigga. Now, I know some Chinese stores in the hood, nigga. They get niggas credit. Them folks been going in there getting credit from them people. They come back and they been paying. I know some Chinese stores that when you go to them and stop 6, nigga, everybody of them died and stopped 6. Them people got the obituaries on the walls. Now just cause some more niggas having some problem with the Chinese people, they know that ain't our problem. We ain't gonna join in and just start boycotting Chinese stores when nigga these Chinese people around here ain't done nothing to a motherfucking thing to us. They ain't mistreating us. Now they don't let our kids in our store cause our kids go coming there stealing, being disrespectful. Most Chinese people don't even talk when you go in their store, but we going up being disrespectful. Man, you very seldom find a Chinese person. We talk to them any kind of way. Man, them people been real kind to us, and they don't owe us nothing. Chinese people don't owe us nothing. Have you been kind to your cousins? See, y'all want the Chinese people to be kind to black people, but you ain't kind to black people.
See, that's the part he was trying to talk accountability.
So
but in this video, you were bigging up Asian people.
You were. So we gonna need you to sit down, shut the fuck up, and don't say nothing else. This video pretty much shut you up. Charleston White, don't post no more fucking videos about no Asians. We don't want to hear you comparing your manhood to their manhood. We don't want to hear that shit no more. Move on to another topic, because this ain't for you.
Which one is it, Charleston White? Which one is it? How can you go from, because in this video right here, you said that Asian people, Chinese people, all this good stuff, he changes his narrative. Boom.
We ain't supposed to be friends with the Chinese. You see how they treat us when we come into the Chinese establishments.
Oh, God. I only got 12 likes. Oh, sorry.
This nigga here looking at a comment that he left and see how many likes he got on the damn comment. Lord have mercy. In the middle of the damn pod. But anyway.
It's on a Kwame video. I ain't telling y'all what it is.
They gonna find it now.
Ain't fucking finding me.
But yeah, this kind of made Charleston White look a little hypocritical.
Kinda. It does. Charleston White, I'm gonna say it again. Leave this Asian topic alone. We get what you were saying. You were speaking truth. Going back and look at this video is hypocritical to what you said. You said Chinese people. You were pretty much saying with the same thing, and California is saying that they can say the N-word. They're not bothering us. They're good people. They've integrated into our community. We accept them. So Charleston,
hang it up, homie.
Hang it up.
Go ahead, hang that up.
If you come on doing on the video, I'm coming in your comment section. You ain't gonna know who I am, but I'm coming in your comment section telling you, Charleston, leave it alone, sir. It ain't for you. Talk about Tulsa reparations. Let this go.
Speaking of the N-word, you know, back in a couple years ago, the NAACP had a funeral for the N-word.
Shameful.
That shit must have came back from the dead because niggas still say nigga. So I'm gonna show y'all this damn funeral right quick. It's blurry, y'all. It's bad quality. It's from 14 years ago. Yeah, I heard the
They got the African beats in the back.
Is that dude one of dashiki right there?
Listen, don't nobody want to hear that Mufasa music.
Oh, they got mad again.
Copy. Bad boo.
Come on, let's go. There you go.
So yeah, this right here is just the black people. Unfortunately, these are the population of our people that don't understand history and where the quote unquote N-word came from. Nigga is not a bad word. It just means black. It's been used since antiquity. It's always been used to describe us. It just means black.
It has become pop culture.
And, you know, hip hop helped that, but you know, they don't give people a pass. They don't give people the right to just decide they're going to do what they want to do. But anyway, that is a wrap on that, I guess. I guess we've just lasted long enough. We went through
just on here ranting, had to go in on a couple folks.
Couple of
back to Kwame Brown. I definitely believe that Kwame Brown does not have ill intentions towards the black community. I just think and this is the thing. This is his channel. He can bring whoever he wants to bring on his channel. It's his platform. This man has been silent for a long time. I think he's doing, from what we see, he's doing positive things for the black community by bringing on positive examples of black men in particular. It's just today he just kind of hit a stumbling block.
No, I think he just threw a softball
with Becky,
a curveball.
Or maybe he did this just to test the waters and see how his subscribers would react having different races of people on.
Well, the video. I guess we'll see how he based it off.
Because this ties to the Black News channel for me. Yeah. Having all these different people on here, but you talking all this blackness.
So, but yeah, man. Shout out to Kwame. That was fat. Like you said, that was fat for me.
It was fat. I'm gonna say this. When I see a platform like Kwame's, I expect to see black people. I don't expect to see white men, white women, Latino women, Asian. I expect to see Kwame having a representation of
his community
on his channel.
But
it doesn't mean you can't work with other communities on, behind the scenes. But just for our image, I just think you should not do that no more, Kwame. Bringing Becky on the show,
and that's his opinion.
That's his opinion. Kwame, we're not trying to tell you what to do. Don't roast us. We a small little channel. We're just trying to get it up, homie.
Little low us. But yeah, man.
But we just trying to give you, a little advice.
We can't give him no advice. He's doing better than us.
He's doing way better. I mean, like advice as far as, just being one of his subscribers and noticing that quite a few people, particularly black women, they ain't happy today. They like to be worshipped.
There's some black dudes that's like,
it's black dudes too.
Right here, two of us right here.
It's black dudes in the conversation too. They was like, mayonnaise.
Yeah. Raisins.
Because they knew where it was going to go to.
Raisins and
potato salad. But damn.
But yeah, man. Shout out to y'all. If you watch the video this long, thank you very much. We appreciate the support. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. We wish we could shout out the Black News Channel, but unfortunately we can't.
They're the Democratic Party pushing. But yeah. Charleston White, let it go. It's over.
Shout out to Charleston White. Brother, you got to do better.
But anyway, man, all praise to the Most High. Peace.